Hello, I'm Mr. West, and welcome to Art One, 2021 school year, virtual edition. We're going to do this thing. So, I'm your art teacher. I want to share a little bit about who I am as I welcome you. How are we going to do Art One online? Well, I'm going to get some supplies to you. It might be a couple of weeks before you get them, but we have some other things we can do until they arrive. Um, I'm not going to overwhelm you. We're going to work together. Schoology will be our primary platform for delivering instruction and resources. And I'll spend some time with you in some Zoom meetings going over how we're going to do that, how we're going to work together. And I'm not going to overwhelm you. We're going to take this baby step at a time and move you along until you're comfortable with the platform and you're able to work independently on this. And I will be available to you every day. I'll have some kind of office hours where I'll be available to you for one-on-one instruction. We can do some small group work, but it's going to be okay. I imagine if I were in your shoes, I'd probably be a little concerned about how am I going to manage this? How I'm going to keep up with this? I know there were probably some crazy experiences back in March when we all went home for some of you and certainly for some of us. But I think we're in a better position to move forward. So again, my name is Mr. West. I wanted to share some information about myself so you can know something about me. And so I've got a little presentation here. Who the heck is Mr. West? No, there will not be a test on this. From the time I was a kid, little kid, I knew I wanted to be an artist. One of my earliest memories was watching my mom paint, taking this gooey stuff off a palette and smearing it on a canvas, and it would turn into beautiful pictures. And I remember being fascinated by that and watching her. And so my mom and my grandfather both were artists. Grandfather was an architect, and they inspired that interest in me. For those of you that maybe don't come from a family with artists, I'm still here to tell you, you don't have to be from a family with artists to enjoy, appreciate, or get good at art. They stimulated the interest in me, but all of us who become artists put in a lot of time and work and effort to acquire and develop the skills. The first thing you need is the interest. That makes or breaks success in art. As a little kid, like most of us, my first exposure to art, other than watching mom paint, was cartoons and comics and comic books and comics in the newspaper and things like that. I loved the stories and the characters and the hilarity of Bugs Bunny and things like that, Disney movies, etc. And I knew that those, back then everything was hand drawn. All those cells drawn an image at a time, an action at a time, and I was fascinated by that. I thought, wow, that might be a really cool thing to do, and it still can be. But as I got a little older, my interest in art started to evolve. I did, when I was in high school, your age, there's a picture of me here. That's me in the 10th grade. I was in band and junior ROTC, and but then my junior and senior year, I went to tech and studied commercial art. And commercial art is art that's done for advertising and marketing and to sell things. Pretty much everything you see in the world is touched by a commercial artist in some sense, whether they design the packaging or the product itself or the advertising or the website or whatever it is that you engage with, book, the cover, everything. Graphic designers are touch everything you see in this world. So I started developing interest in that. And about 16, I decided that's what I wanted to do for a living. But before that happened, I went in the Navy. I wasn't, like some of you might be, I wasn't quite ready for college yet when I finished high school. I just wanted to break from school. So I decided to go in the military, and for me, that was a really good thing. It gave me a good environment in which to exist while I grew up and learned how to be responsible and acquired some other job skills. And I had a really good experience. I did 4.5 years, and stationed. You see the bullet points there, Key West and Jacksonville. Did personnel administration for a job, a little bit of sea time. Also come from a military family. My dad's retired Air Force. Grandfather picture there was in the Navy. My mom's dad was a Marine. And military goes back in my family all the way to the Revolution. So I did my time and had a really good experience, and that helped me pay for college. So I finally made my way to college, and I started at Tech. So some of you might be thinking, I don't know if I want to go right to a university. I didn't do that. I started off, I was in Florida, but I started off at a community college, which is the exact same kind of thing as like Midlands Tech. Got my associate's degree, and then I transferred to the University of North Florida in Jacksonville. I had ended up in Jacksonville when I was in the Navy. And I got a BFA, a Bachelor in Fine Arts, in studio art. I had studied the commercial art when I was in high school, and there's some technical stuff involved with that. And I took some graphic design and illustration electives while I was in my fine arts program, but I had really awakened to a strong interest in fine art by the time I was in college, and was really kind of geeking out on painting, and I wanted to focus on that. So that's what I got my BFA in, was painting. But I had still prepared myself. I still wanted to be a graphic designer, so I did it. I became a graphic designer, and I spent 13 years working as a designer. I was an art director, working marketing departments of corporations, and worked for an advertising agency, a corporate rebranding company. The last 5 years, I worked as a designer. I had my own business. I was an entrepreneur. I had a business partner and a couple of people that worked for us. And we did mostly web design, and I still did some print design. By print, I mean anything that's printed. A graphic designer laid out this little book and put the logo on it and designed the logo, etc. That would be print. But mostly web in that business. And it was good for a long time. I did it for 13 years, but I reached a point where I got a little tired of just sitting behind a desk all day, every day. I was, that when you're a designer, that's what you do. It's all computer work. Maybe you can step away a little bit. There's some meetings, clients, things like that. Most of the bread and butter is sitting in front of a computer. And then I told you I had my own business. About 12, 13 years ago, the economy took a nosedive, and that hurt our business. And that, combined with me getting a little bored with design, I decided I wanted to do something different. So I went back to school. I was 38 when I went back and got my master's in art education, master's of arts in teaching, really, from USC. And I'm glad I did. I didn't know if I would like teaching. I hoped I would like teaching. And thankfully, I do like teaching. This is my 9th year at White Knoll High School. I know a lot of you are at different high schools around the district here. White Knoll is an awesome place to be. Sorry if you're somewhere else. I'm sure they're awesome too. Lexington one's pretty good. I like White Knoll. But so my kids, Benjamin and Jessica. So I feel you guys, starting from home, working from home here. My kids are starting kindergarten in the 3rd grade this year. And I wish everything was normal for their sake too. So I understand what you've been going through. My kids are going through it as well. And but we'll do this. Humans are adaptable, and we can make the best of things and still grow and still learn things. But they're the biggest reason I get up in the morning. You guys are a big part of that too, but they're my heart. But like I said, you guys are part of the reason too. I enjoy my job. I enjoy my students. Always loved art. I have a passion for my subject. I like to think I'm pretty good at it. I like teaching it. I like working with students who enjoy it. And I enjoy getting to know you as people too. I know, especially in an Art 1 class, not all of you are taking this class because you want to be an artist or do something involved with the arts in some way. Majority of you, I'm sure, are taking this class because you need some kind of fine art credit, and this is the class that you are taking to satisfy that credit. But I still, art or no art, I still like people. You guys are people, and I enjoy getting to know you, hear your life stories, your own dreams, your own aspirations, working with you. I get a lot of satisfaction out of that because I care about kids. I care about teenagers. I care about, it's a great stage in life that you guys are in when you're trying to figure out where you want to go from here, what you're going to do from here. And even in this class, even if you don't want to do art specifically and you don't think of yourself as an art student or an artist, there are a lot of things hopefully you'll be surprised to discover that you can get out of this class that can be universally applicable to anything you do. Things like creative problem solving and project management and just different ways of thinking, visual thinking skills, and even if you get better at drawing, I mean, other than art, if you wanted to be an engineer, there's no better skill other than being good at math that you can have if you want to be an engineer than being good at drawing. So there's something here for everyone. You also get to express yourself as well. And I'm not expecting Art 1 students to be geniuses at art. I'm going to meet you where you are, and you're going to grow from where you are. And everybody's going to be in a different path and a different place on the stair steps of their own growth. Just to show you, I told you I came from a family, my mom, my grandfather, they both loved to draw. They both loved to paint. I saw that and that inspired me, but I wasn't necessarily better than other kids as a kid. When I was in elementary school and middle school, I didn't necessarily draw better than other kids, but I liked doing it. And that's the differentiator. So whatever it is you like, put the time in and you'll grow, you'll eventually excel. I'll show you this. So this is me. My sister found this and sent it to me a couple of years ago. A little sketch I made when I was in the 10th grade. And some of you might look at that and go, wow, that's pretty good. And for a 10th grader, that might be all right. And others of you that have maybe been into art for a while and love to draw and do other things might look at that and go, I can do better than that. And I'm sure you can, because I've had lots of students that far exceeded where I was at their age, at the age that they are now. And that's awesome. It's awesome. I love to root for everybody in what it is they do. But I show you this to show you that with practice, patience, persistence, whether it's art or any other thing that you're interested in life, you can get better at things. So, 10th grade sketch, some of the stuff I've done over the last few years. These are oil paintings here, all of them. Some drawing and printmaking. Those are woodcuts on the left and oil pastel drawings on the right. With the landscapes there and the weird little surrealistic thing in the middle is a colored pencil drawing. Computer illustration, still have to know how to draw by hand if you're going to work on a computer. It doesn't do it for you. So the skills that you acquire in an art class are still the skills that inform even doing work on a computer. Graphic design, good money to be made there. It can be a good career. Everybody needs it. Every business, every corporation, every website, everything needs graphic designers. And there's a variety of types of work that can be done in the design world. Let's see, web design, I mentioned I did that for a long time. Back in the day when I did it, a couple of the biggest websites I did was for the South Carolina State Fair, the St. Patrick's Day celebration they do in 5 Points every year. And it was fun to be involved on those projects and work with other people and exciting stuff. And, it's cool to have your work seen by pretty much everybody, at least here. Photography, I do wedding photography still on the side here and there, portrait work, events, stuff like that. And I like to just do street photography too, just kind of go out in the world and find what's there and take pictures of it. But again, my big point here, growth and achievement comes from study, practice, and persistence, whether it's art or anything else. With that said, I want to finish by saying, don't be overwhelmed. Try not to. Take a breath. None of your teachers are going to come out guns blazing with this virtual instruction. For my class that you're taking here this Art One class, all of your resources, all of your content, all of your quizzes, assignments will be delivered through Schoology. Nothing will be in Virtual SC. Most, if not all, of your other classes will be delivered through Virtual SC, but we will be Schoology only. Your grades will still show up in PowerSchool, and we'll go over in our Zoom meetings everything else that you're going to need to do. The Virtual SC stuff isn't going to formally launch until September 8th. We, in this art class, will be launching today. As you view this video, it'll be August 31st. But I'm not going to throw a lot at you right now. We're going to take it a baby step at a time. We're going to work together. I'm going to have plenty of opportunity for you to be able to work with me, talk to me, reach out to me, and get the support you need as we go along. And it's going to be okay. And hopefully you'll enjoy some of this stuff, and hopefully you'll grow as artists and people, and hopefully COVID gets taken care of the way it needs to be taken care of, and things can get back to normal at some point. But I'm here for you, and we'll get through this, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So welcome back. Glad you're here. I'll be in touch, and we'll be getting to know each other more. Talk to you soon.